Headlines: Castries Central MP Richard Frederick reaffirms commitment to truce days before Marsha shooting. And St. Lucia leads regional fight against money laundering and terrorist financing.
The Super 6 jackpot is $230,000. Get your tickets today.
St. Lucia, the moment you've been waiting for, is finally here. This Sunday, September 7th, all roads lead to the Miku playing field for a historic night. The United Workers' Party will present the entire slate of 17 candidates, men and women, ready to serve, ready to lead, and ready to right the wrongs being done against the people of our beloved country. Come here from our dynamic new candidates, our powerful speakers, and our trusted visionary leader, as we unveil the team and the plans to return hope, prosperity, and opportunity to St. Lucia. Bring your rags, bring your crew, and join the movement. This is a night you don't want to miss. Sunday, September 7th from 4 p.m. at the Miku playing field. Come stand with the United Workers' Party. Together, we will right the wrong.
Now you can take Hot FM, Kiss FM, and Hot 7 TV with you wherever you go. Whether you're in St. Lucia or exploring our four corners of the globe. Our record-breaking app has already been downloaded over 500,000 times on Google Play and the Apple App Store. To bring you the best in HD sound, we've relaunched a brand new app. Get it for free in the App Store by simply searching Caribbean Hot FM HD. Listen to us in real time, anywhere, any place, anytime. We've added so many cool new features, like our live in-studio option, where you can see your favorite announcers and DJs at work. So download the app today. It's free. Spread the news. St. Lucia is now in HD around the world on the Hot FM app. Don't miss out. Join the fun and stay connected.
Good day, it is Thursday, September 4th, 2025. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Midday News Edition. Whether you are tuned in on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, Hot FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, or the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you for joining us. Castries Central MP Richard Frederick remains dedicated to promoting peace, despite recent challenges in his attempts to broker a truce between gangs. He has previously succeeded in fostering harmony among the youth through various community initiatives within the city.
The ongoing violence and rivalry between the 6 and 7 gangs in St. Lucia persisted despite a planned truce orchestrated by Castries Central Parliamentary Representative Honorable Richard Frederick. However, violent crime continues to plague the island. The Castries Central MP was questioned at Monday's pre-cabinet briefing about whether he would continue his efforts towards peace.
I can say without fear of contradiction, I am the only politician in the history of this country that has placed his life on the line in the interests of the prevalence of peace. Only one. I have actually brought them together and have stood between them. And I knew what I was surrounded by. I stood there, probably my face showed bravery, but I prayed whilst this was happening. Because the slightest of incidents can cause war that would result in fatality.
He highlighted his recent initiatives, including the Peace and Love football campaign he organized. He reassured the public that he has not given up and remains committed to his efforts.
I have tried. I continue trying. I've had the Peace and Love football competition after I brought the gangs together. Brought them together, Peace and Love football competition. If you'll remember, in 2006, 2007, I became minister in 2006. 2007, the homicides had gone down to about 12. I'd just gone right down because who was supposed to have been an enemy of one, they suddenly became friends. And the sad thing is the guys fight over absolutely nothing. There's this operative with disrespect that prevails as justification for taking one's life. And disrespect can mean anything in their neck of the woods. But yes, I brought them together. I tried something. It worked, albeit for a while.
The MP further shared that he does not remain passive, highlighting a troubling hypocrisy prevalent despite the ongoing crime issues.
But when they are politicians and their immediate relations are involved in the criminal activity and they don't come out and call on their relations, it tells you, even in the prevalence of crime, there is utmost hypocrisy.
For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
Opposition leader Alan Chasney is sounding the alarm over the government's controversial agreement with GPH. In a strongly worded statement, Chasney argues the deal pales in comparison to one brought by the United Workers' Party, warning that St. Lucia may be getting shortchanged on long-term value and development.
Opposition leader Alan Chasney is raising red flags over the government's agreement with Global Ports Holding GPH, claiming it falls short when compared to a previous arrangement obtained by the United Workers' Party, UWP. Speaking forcefully on the matter, Chasney pointed to the UWP's deal with Desert Star Holdings, DSH, for the Viewford horse racing facility, asserting that it offered far greater value for the nation. Under the UWP's proposal, Chasney explained the land was leased to DSH with the understanding that the developer would not only manage but also invest in the site's development and maintenance, a model he suggests is more sustainable and beneficial to the country.
In the case of DSH, we rented them land. In exchange, they were going to build a horse racing track. They were going to operate the horse racing track. They were going to fund all the operation expenses of the horse racing track. They were going to promote the horse racing track. But all of the money that DSH was using was their own money. Let's look at the GPH deal. They're going to rent them the land at the port. But the difference is that the head tax, which is revenue that the government was obtaining, the government gave up the head tax.
He further revealed that despite receiving continued payments from the government, GPH has yet to commence any construction work in St. Lucia.
In exchange, gave GPH not the $650 that the government of St. Lucia was making, but increased it to $10. That's money that belonged to the state. GPH didn't do anything to generate that. They haven't built anything in St. Lucia. But since April, we have given them $10. 700,000 passengers came in, $7 million in the first year they've made.
He states an amendment made in April of the signed deal the government made with GPH, that if the concession agreement grants them an extension to 40 years, that these incentives automatically will be extended for another 10 years.
So 100% waiver of income tax. Exemption from payment of withholding tax for a period of 30 years. On the repatriation of profits, dividends, mortgage payments, capital investment payments, anything that generates revenue for GPH will be exempt.
Chasney has issued a stark warning declaring that GPH has contributed nothing meaningful to St. Lucia's development to date. He cautions that if the terms of the contract fail to shift in a more favorable direction, the country could face serious economic consequences. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bissett reporting.
The Ministry of Education led a tour of schools in the north, marking the official start of the academic year. With strong reviews from educators and administrators, officials say the reopening has gone off smoothly and the outlook for the term ahead is looking bright.
As classrooms once again buzzed with activity, Honorable Sean Edward, Minister for Education, embarked on a high-profile tour of schools in the north of the island to mark the official start of the academic year. The minister's visit formed part of the ministry's wider initiative to assess first-day readiness and ensure a smooth reopening across the education sector.
I must report that I'm extremely pleased with the start we've made to this new academic year. Yesterday, I was accompanied by officials from the Ministry of Education, including the Chief Education Officer, where we visited schools to get a first-hand appreciation of how things were unfolding at the various schools on the first day of the academic year. And I must say that I'm extremely pleased with what I saw. The teachers appeared to be very enthusiastic about what is in store for this school year. The teacher, the principals, the parents, and even the students themselves whom I interfaced with, there was an energy about their presence at school yesterday, and this can only augur well for a very successful academic year 2025-2026. For the government's part, the Prime Minister has committed millions of dollars for an improved education system, and there are a number of beneficiaries from the benevolence of the government, and more specifically the Prime Minister.
Kendall Kodra, Permanent Secretary in the Department of Education, has announced that the academic year has commenced on a strong note, signaling a positive outlook for students, educators, and administrators alike.
There's a lot of excitement at the schools. The students are very excited to be at school. The teachers, you can see that the teachers, the principals, they have put a lot into preparations, into the reopening of school. So we must commend the staff of the school for what they have done. And of course, the building officers, the plant and equipment unit, we know the amount of work that goes in over the summer. And if we continue along this tangent throughout the school year, we are set for better things in the Ministry of Education or in the education system.
Senator Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education, states that the ministry has gotten great reviews from teachers and principals for the work done so far for the new school year.
We are very delighted that all of the schools that we visited, we got very good reviews. The principals have started well, the teachers are satisfied. So it has been a good day. I would like to thank the principals for their cooperation, thank the teachers for the hard work that they've been doing at the school, and the parents for preparing those students so very well for the new academic year.
The ministry will continue its visits to schools for this term. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bissett reporting.
This is the Hot 7 TV Midday News Edition. There's more after the break.
Okay, everything ready? My BOSL Visa credit cards with my rewards? Check. My keys to my world, my car, my goals? Check. Now let's do this. This is what I call leveling up. Shopping, earning rewards, easy. I link my BOSL Visa credit card to my rewards and it's game on. Every tap, every purchase, points in the bag. Link your BOSL Visa credit card to my rewards and watch the points add up. With my BOSL Visa credit card, I'm not simply paying, I'm stacking up rewards, big and small. Tap, pay, earn, simple. I can even split big purchases and keep earning, no sweat. Travel's next. I turn points into miles, flights, hotels, even car rentals. Even top up my miles with cash. All with my rewards, my world, my way. Getting started is easy. First, of course, make sure you have your BOSL credit cards. Then, download the My Rewards app. I shop, I live, I earn, I go further. Every tap, every transaction earns you more with My Rewards. Download the app, link your BOSL Visa credit card, and start living your best life. My Rewards, my world, my way. BOSL Visa credit cards. Spend life living.
Ferrara and Company is brought to you with the kind compliments of Laboratory Services and Consultations Limited and supported by Bellevue Hotel and Scott Sports and Awards.
Well, Pereira and Company is back after a break, and it will be on Hot 7 TV after the news on Thursday with a repeat on Sunday morning after the blessing from the church service. So the program will include a focus on golf. You'll be surprised to hear what's going to happen to golf. Next year's Golf Open already is being planned. There will be, of course, a look back at the OECS recent boxing championships and the new venue, the pavilion, was a success. The Goodwill Games just finished in Trinidad 2 weeks ago. We'll be talking to the coach about how well St. Lucia did and how the Goodwill tournament has really grown. And we're going to have a special look at golf in St. Lucia. Do you know that there's a junior development program where many, many young people are learning to play the game? The game is opening. The game is like any other sport in St. Lucia: cricket, football, basketball. Well, there's a lot of young people being exposed, and that will be part of Pereira and Company. Don't miss it. Tell your friends and your family. And my appreciation to Lab Services for making this show possible, with further support of the Bellevue Hotel and the lovely conditions for recording. And I made a note of this: Scott Sports and Awards, very popular with all associations in St. Lucia.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV, smart advertising for smart businesses.
In times of grief, Hot 7 TV and Hot FM are here to support you. We offer deaf announcement packages for both radio and television at affordable prices. In fact, when you choose to place a deaf announcement on Hot FM with more than 2 airings, you will receive a free Tele-Obituary on Hot 7 TV. At Hot FM and Hot 7 TV, we understand the pain and difficulty you are experiencing during this time of bereavement, and we are committed to helping you in any way we can. On Hot FM, deaf announcements are broadcast from Monday to Saturday from 6:30 a.m. On Hot 7 TV, they are aired on weekdays at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. and on Sundays immediately following the live broadcast of the church service at the Barbono Good Shepherd Catholic Church with Father Albert. If you are in need of such services, we are here for you. Contact us at 452-6040.
Welcome back. The National Anti-Money Laundering Oversight Committee has launched a high-level 3-day workshop aimed at tackling trade-based money laundering in St. Lucia. The event brings together experts from both the public and private sectors to assess the country's vulnerabilities and explore strategies for strengthening national safeguards. We get the details in this report.
In a bid to add a layer of security to the island's economy by way of improving trade protocols, the National Anti-Money Laundering Oversight Committee, NAMLOC, has commenced a 3-day workshop in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, and the World Bank. The workshop serves as a critical platform to strengthen St. Lucia's national capacity to detect trade-based money laundering risks and develop practical strategies to address threats and vulnerabilities related to trade-based financial crime.
So St. Lucia is undertaking its national risk assessment to get an idea of what our risk profile is like in terms of money laundering. As part of that process, we are doing this trade-based money laundering workshop. Because when you do your risk profile, you're looking at your financial sector, you're looking at the NGO sector, you're looking across St. Lucia to see where the threats exist. And in doing so, you have to look at trade. We know that St. Lucia has porous borders. We know that St. Lucia has a free trade zone. These are opportunities for criminal elements to exploit if there are weaknesses.
Alfred further states that representatives from both the public and private sector will undergo the training to identify the gaps within trade that can possibly invite unwanted activity.
So in attendance today, for example, we have customs, we have the police, we have DPP's office, law enforcement agencies, agencies that are involved in the monitoring of our trade, so that they are aware, hey, this is a snapshot that we found. We've done some data assessment, and it's showing this. So what are the things we need to do to improve our position? St. Lucia will be reviewed by the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force in 2028 in relation to money laundering, proliferation financing. And so we're hoping by that time, if we've identified any vulnerabilities, we can put systems in place to amend and to fix.
Officials from the World Bank and UNODC will use a pilot trade-based money laundering risk assessment tool developed by the World Bank. St. Lucia has been chosen as the first country to pilot the new tool to assess trade-based money laundering risks, highlighting its leadership in strengthening financial integrity and meeting international standards.
The pilot, it's a multi-stage process in which owned by the government, owned by the country itself, and we only provide support in terms of understanding on how methodologically correct to use this tool and interpret the results of the assessment they will have made when they complete the use.
The outcomes of this workshop are expected to inform national policy, enhance interagency cooperation, and contribute to St. Lucia's ongoing efforts under its 2025 National Risk Assessment. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
A possible new home for the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court is taking shape. On Thursday, the island's public service minister led a team on a formal inspection of the Orange Grove Plaza, the proposed headquarters for the regional court.
A government delegation led by Minister for the Public Service, Labor and Gender Affairs Honorable Dr. Virginia Grove Plaza on Thursday, August 28th, as discussions advance on making the facility the new headquarters of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. The visit brought together key stakeholders to examine the site, which has been identified as suitable to house the court's operation. Officials say the relocation is intended to improve working conditions for staff while supporting the broader modernization of the justice system across the region. Minister Albert Poyot described the move as an important investment in the rule of law, noting that the government is committed to creating an environment that allows judicial officers and staff to perform at the highest level. The official handover of the keys to the building is expected in the next coming weeks, with a grand opening planned for October. In the meanwhile, further assessments and consultations are underway to ensure a smooth transition. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Jasmine Duncan.
Hollywood actress Taraji P. Henson has described her recent trip to St. Lucia as amazing and magical, praising the island's natural beauty and unique cultural setting. Her comments shared in a recent interview posted to social media have since been reposted by the St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association.
As St. Lucia prepares for its upcoming high tourism season, verbal endorsements from personalities like Taraji P. Henson could play a key role, not only highlighting the island's world-class landscape, but also its distinctive cultural authenticity, giving the destination a competitive edge in the global travel market. Henson, best known for her award-winning performances in Empire, Hidden Figures, and The Color Purple, recounted her 4-day stay on the island.
I was only there for 4 days. Trying to find time to stay away is the issue. But 4 days, I was grateful. The Windjammer had us there. It was amazing. We went to this small town called Sanfria, and it's in a volcano. Have you ever been to a volcano before?
And I've never been to St. Lucia.
You have to go.
For Henson, what made the experience especially meaningful was the setting of such breathtaking landscapes within a predominantly black community.
The Sanfria is this beautiful town right on the edge of in between these two peaks, these mountains. It looks fake. And to see it's all black people, because you'll see a town like that in Scotland or on the Amalfi Coast or in Italy or somewhere like that. But this is black people. Like it was like magical. Yeah.
So how was the trip?
It was amazing. I was only there for 4 days.
Henson noted that although her schedule only allowed for 4 days on the island, the experience left a lasting impression. She encouraged others to visit. The St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association has since amplified her remarks on its platforms, noting the impact of celebrity endorsements in shaping St. Lucia's global brand appeal. Industry officials suggest that such positive exposure can help attract new visitors, particularly from North America, where Henson has a strong following. For the Hot 7 TV News, I am Alvin Alexander.
We've come to the end of the Midday News edition for today, Thursday, September 4th, 2025. Join us again at 6:45 for the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Until then, have an amazing day.
St. Lucia, you asked for it, and it's finally here. Hot 7 TV is now on Flow, cable channel 117, the first fully high-definition local channel in St. Lucia. Catch your favorite movies, intriguing documentaries, chart-busting music, the ever-compelling midday and evening edition of the Hot